Hi, my dear friends. Welcome back to another class of SQL. In this class, we are going to check the concept of subquery. That is, what is a subquery? Here, as I've written, subqueries. So we are going to write many subqueries here, and we're going to explore that is what are the benefits of subqueries, how can you create your subqueries, what is a subquery, and all these things. So at first, we have to activate our database, which is class 2. Go to line number 1 and select and execute. Commands completed successfully. Now this database is ready to be used. Now, just for your inference, we have done this on many times also. Select asterisk from emp underscore inc where daisy is equals to associate. It will display all the fields and all the records from emp underscore inc wherever the daisy value is, wherever the daisy is associate. That is wherever the designation is associate. Hit the execute button, and you see, if you follow the bottom right hand corner, if you follow the cursor in the bottom right hand corner, there are 55 rows. That means there are 55 employees who are associates. Now, what is a subquery? A subquery means you have an outer query, and within the outer query, you write an inner query. So a query within a query is known as your subquery. A query within a query is known as your subquery, where in outside you have to write an outer query, and then within the inside you have to write an inner query. Okay, and on the basis of the inner query results, ultimately the outer query results will be filtered and displayed. Now, how to create your subquery? How to create a subquery? You see, if you follow this particular line number 6, select EID, name, city, phone from EMP2 underscore 2, where EID in. Where EID in. Up to here, you have your outer query. Up to here, you have your outer query. This is a query. This is a query that you're running. Okay, and after in operator, this in operator we have previously seen also. After the in operator, you have the bracket, opening bracket, and here you have the closing bracket. So within these brackets, opening and closing brackets, you will have to write your inner query. Like here, I've written this inner query. What is it? Select EID from emp underscore inc. So EID values will be displayed from emp underscore inc table based on what condition? Based on this condition where daisy is equals to associate. So wherever designation is associate, only for those particular records, EID values will be displayed from which table? From emp underscore inc table. Okay. So this is how you write a subquery. Altogether, if you select line 6 to 7 and then you hit the execute button, then you will see ultimately results are displayed. Ultimately, your results are displayed from the outer query, where the outer query results are nothing but the EID values, name values, city values, phone values, which will be selected from this particular table emp2 underscore 2. But these values displayed out will be dependent on the inner query results. And the inner query, what results you will get? Only the EID values from this particular table emp underscore inc, where daisy is equals to associate. Okay, so how will it work? Now, first of all, see within the brackets, select EID from emp underscore inc where daisy is equals to associate. It will display those 55 rows which we just saw, isn't it? So only the EID values from this table emp underscore inc will be displayed on the condition that daisy is equals to associate. So if you follow the cursor, 55 rows, there are 55 EID values which are chosen from which table? Chosen from this particular table emp underscore inc. Okay. Now these EID values, these 55 EID values will be matched up under the EID column of this particular table EMP2 underscore 2. Okay, these 55 values that we got, these 55 EID values that we got from the EMP underscore INC table, they will be matched up under the EID column of this table EMP2 underscore 2. And as we know, that all the EIDs that fall under this table EMP underscore INC, all of them exist in this table also under the EID column. Okay, so all these 55 EID values are also definitely present in this table EMP2 underscore 2 under the EID column. Okay, and all those 55 EID values will be definitely displayed because they are definitely present in this table EMP2 underscore 2, and all those 55 EID values have got their records for name, have got records for city, have got records for phone. So ultimately, EID name city values will be displayed from this table emp2 underscore 2, and how they're displayed now on the basis of this EID values of EMP2 underscore 2. And how the EID values of EMP2 underscore 2 are, selected? They are selected from the EID values of this particular table EMP underscore INC. So this is the inner query that will run first internally, and it will give out results, and on the basis of those results, ultimately the results from this outer query shall be displayed. So how to run a so this altogether is known as your subquery. That is outer query and inner query together you will have to select and then hit the execute button. So this altogether is a subquery. So now you see EID values are displayed. How many? If you follow the cursor in the bottom right hand corner, 55 rows. Okay. Accordingly, name values, accordingly city values, accordingly phone values. These all are displayed from this particular table EMP2 underscore 2. But these results were dependent on this particular inner query. All right. And please remember, this in operator works in a list. That is, it works in a range. All right, it works in a list. Works in a range means in operator can take up multiple values. Like here, when this inner query I run, then after running it, you saw multiple values of EIDs were displayed. Like there are 55 EID values, so that is multiple values. So in operator, that's why it's chosen here, because it can work in a range for a list for multiple values. And another thing is, whenever this kind of a subquery you are running, you are using, and outside you have the in operator, then for the inner query, you have to select only one column, not more than one column. Only one column you can select from for the inner query. Whenever you're writing your subquery and using the in operator, then for the inner query, you will have to use only one column. Like EID column was chosen for EMP underscore INC table. Now let's go to line number 10. In line number 10, you see again the same thing I am writing. Select EID, comma name, comma city, comma phone from EMP2 underscore 2, where EID. This is a outer query which I have written outside. Outside of what? Outside of the brackets. And inside the brackets, what I have? Inside the brackets, I have the inner query. And the inner query is the same. Select EID from EMP underscore INC where daisy is equals to associate. But on the outside, I'm not using in operator, I'm using equal to operator. Now equal to operator searches for only one value, but here you will have 55 EID values. So expectedly you will get result if you run this entire subquery. That is combining outer query combining outer query and the inner query all together, you have a subquery. So select all together, that is a subquery you have chosen and selected, and execute, and you are getting an error. Subquery returned more than one value. Because ultimately, if you run this inner query only, then you will get 55 EID values, and the equal to operator, it can operate for only one value. It will check for only one value. Okay, so that is the difference. That's why I had to use the in operator. Now every time you won't get error. Like if you come to line number 14, again the same code. Select EID name city phone from EMP2 underscore 2, where EID, this is your outer query, as you're using it outside of the brackets, and then within the brackets you have your inner query. Select EID from EMP underscore INC where daisy is equals to director. Okay, now only if you choose this one, this inner query, you write and hit the execute button. How many EID values are displayed out here? Only one EID value is displayed out here. Only one EID value is displayed. It is displayed on the basis of what? EID value. When I ran this inner query within these brackets, then ultimately only one EID value got displayed from this table EMP underscore INC, and it was on the basis of what condition? Now Daisy has to be director only. So there is only one director in the entire company. That's why you got only one record. Now in this scenario, you can use your equal to operator. So now what will happen? This I1001 value will be checked under the EID column. This 1001 value that we got from the inner query, it will be checked under the EID column of this particular table EMP2 underscore 2. And as I stated, that all the EID values of this table EMP underscore INC are present in this table EMP2 underscore 2 also. So that means I1001 is present in this particular table also EMP2 underscore 2. And definitely if the EID is present there, then it will have its corresponding value for name, corresponding value for city, corresponding value for phone. So ultimately outer query results, that is EID from EMP2 underscore 2, name from EMP2 underscore 2, city from EMP2 underscore 2, phone from EMP2 underscore 2 will be displayed. They will be displayed from EMP2 underscore 2, and there ultimately these results that were displayed from EMP2 underscore 2 were filtered out on the basis of the results of the inner query. So if you select lines 14 to 15 and hit the execute button, you see you have your EID value, you have your particular name, you have your city value, here you have your phone value. All of them are displayed from emp2 underscore 2 table, and these values were obtained rather through filtering because they were dependent on the results of the inner query. So altogether outer query plus inner query gives you subquery. Now, if you come to line number 17, here you see select EID, comma name, comma city, comma phone from EMP2 underscore 2, where EID in. So up to this, you have your outer query, and then brackets start. Inside the brackets, we give our inner query. Now here everything is same. That is for the inner query, select EID from EMP underscore INC, where Daisy is equals to associate. Order by city descending. Now see, here if I run this subquery, I will get an error because order by clause you cannot use. Order by clause you cannot use along with the inner query inside the brackets. Okay, that is a condition in SQL. You see, yeah, I selected line 17 to 18 and try to run this subquery, but error came, and the error is order by clause is invalid because for an inner query you cannot use alongside this order by clause inside the brackets alongside with the inner query. You cannot do it. So for that you will have to place this order by clause outside the brackets. So order by city descending. Okay, and ultimately city column you're getting from this particular table emp2 underscore 2. So EID, ultimately EID, name, city, phone values will be displayed from emp2 underscore 2 table on the basis of what? On the basis of those EIDs which are filtered out from the EID results of this particular query, of this particular inner query. Okay, select EID from EMP underscore INC, where DZ is equals to associate is the inner query. Internally, this will run first and shall give you the EID values, and all these EID values will be mashed up under the EID column of this particular table EMP2 underscore 2, and accordingly all of them are definitely present. As I stated, all the EID values of EMP underscore INC are present in EMP2 underscore 2 table also under the EID column, and accordingly EID values, name values, there is all these 55 EID values will be displayed. They will be coming from emp2 underscore 2 table. All the name values will be displayed. All the 55 name values will be displayed coming from emp2 underscore 2 table. All the city values will be displayed. However, the city values, they will be arranged in descending order, and then all the 55 phone values will be also displayed from this particular table emp2 underscore 2. So the results of the outer query were filtered out on the basis of the results of the inner query, and here the EID, name, city, phone values will be displayed, where the city values will be arranged in descending order, and accordingly the EID, name, and phone values will be also adjusted internally. So run this entire subquery lines 20 to 21 and hit the execute button. And here you see 55. If you follow the cursor in the bottom right hand corner, you have 55 rows. So that means there are 55 EID values, and accordingly they have the records for name, records for city, records for phone, and all of them are arranged as per as the descending order of the city column. City column will be first arranged in descending order, and accordingly the EID, name, phone values will be adjusted. You see P for Pune comes at the top, then as we go down, descending order starts happening. N for Noida, M for Mumbai, G for Gurgaon, D for Delhi, like this. Okay. Now, suppose you have a condition, line number 23. If you follow, I want to know the salary structure of Pune employees born in 1990. So here, ultimately, what you have to display? Ultimately, here you will have to display the salary column. Salary column belongs to which table? Salary column belongs to the EMP underscore INC table. Salary column belongs to the EMP underscore INC table. So you will have to display the salary column from the EMP underscore INC table. Along with salary, you can display all the other fields also of the EMP underscore INC table. So definitely, as because the final output will be your salary, which will come from EMP underscore INC table. So this time EMP underscore INC table shall lie in the outer query. And on the basis of what? On the basis of Pune employees born in 1990. Now, Pune, the city must be Pune. That Pune falls under which column? It falls under the city column. City column belongs to which table? EMP2 underscore 2 table. And here, born in 1990 means date of birth, DOB column, which has to be 1990. DOB column also belongs to the EMP2 underscore 2 table. Okay, so the Pune value will fall under the city column. City column belongs to EMP2 underscore 2 table, and 1990 date of birth has to be there. DOB column also belongs to the EMP2 underscore 2 table. So on the basis of these two, on the basis of these conditions, ultimately salary has to be displayed. So definitely inside the inner query, I will have to use the EMP2 underscore 2 table, because in the inner query, if I use EMP2 underscore 2 table, then only on the basis of Pune and 1990 EID values will be selected, and those EID values will be then mashed up under the EID column of which table? Of EMP underscore INC table, and accordingly what will be displayed? The salary will be displayed, and alongside with salary, if you want, you can display those filtered out EID values and the other fields related to your EMP underscore INC table. So let us see how to do it. If you come to line number 28, you see select EID, then DEPT means department, DESI means designation, salary from which table? From EMP underscore INC table, where EID in. So this is your outer query. There is outside the brackets. And within the brackets, you will have to write your inner query, which is select EID from EMP2 underscore 2, where city is equals to Pune, and year DOB is equals to 1990. So as I stated, ultimately the salary has to be displayed, the final. So if it is the final that has to be displayed, it comes from which table? EMP underscore INC table. So salary EMP underscore INC, they will be placed in which query? They will be placed in the outer query. And the chosen EID values will be also displayed. They will be selected from EMP underscore INC, and accordingly department designation values will be also displayed. And additionally, you will have the salary column also, which is the main thing here, from EMP underscore INC table. So since salary belongs to EMP underscore INC table and final is the salary that has to be displayed, that is why you will have to place salary in the outer query. EMP underscore INC, from where it comes, that also you have to place in the outer query. And in the inner query, what is happening? In the inner query, you will have to use EMP2 underscore 2 table, because you will have to, these EID values will come from which table? From EMP2 underscore 2 table only. The EID values will be displayed. But on the basis of what condition? On the basis of this condition, where city is equals to Pune and year DOB is equals to 1990. So only the wherever the city is Pune and wherever the date DOB is 1990, based on these two conditions only, your EID values will be selected. And then those EID values will be mashed under this EID column of this particular table EMP underscore INC, and the chosen ones, that is the final filtered chosen EID values, will be displayed, and accordingly only for those filtered EID values, their department designation salary values will be also displayed. Okay, and if you remember this year function, this I had explained in the date function class. Year on the DOB column will filter out all the year values, and only those year values will be taken which will be equals to 1990. So here two conditions must be satisfied at the same time. City has to be Pune and DOB has to be 1990, and on the basis of that only the inner query will result the selected EID values. So if you run this, only just the inner query, then you hit the execute button, you see how many EID values are displayed. 7 EID values, means there are 7 employees chosen from this EMP2 underscore 2 table who belong to the city of Pune and who were born in 1990. These 7 EID values will be then mashed up under the EID column of this table EMP underscore INC, and whichever EID values are present, only those will be filtered, selected, and will be displayed, and for only those filtered selected EID values only, the department designation salary values will be also displayed. Okay, so this is an entire subquery. Select lines 28 to 29 and hit the execute button, and you see there are ultimately two rows you have. two rows you have. Okay, then go to line number 31. Here, what is it? I want to know the salary structure of Pune employees for the HRD department. Here also, what is the final thing that has to be displayed? The final thing that needs to be displayed is the salary. It will come from which particular table? The salary column, it belongs to EMP underscore INC table. Okay, okay. Here I want to know the salary structure of Pune employees for the HRD department. So the salary column has to be displayed in the final, and it belongs to which table? It belongs to EMP underscore INC table. Okay, this particular table. So that means again in the outer query you will have to place salary, and it will be coming from which table? EMP underscore INC. So in the outer query the table has to be EMP underscore INC, and in that outer query only salary column has to be written also, and additionally you can select the other fields of this particular table EMP underscore INC in the outer query, like EID, department designation, salary. And within the inner query you will have to use which table? EMP2 underscore 2 table, because the inner query will result out the values on the basis of city is equals to Pune only. And then finally when the results are obtained, then they will be filtered out on the basis of this thing, that department has to be HRD. Okay, department has to be HRD, and department belongs to which table? It belongs to the EMP underscore INC table. So as you must have understood, select EID department designation salary from EMP underscore INC, where EID in, this is the outer query, and then this is the inner query, has to be written within the brackets. Select EID from EMP2 underscore 2, where city is equals to Pune. Now, alongside with the inner query, inside the brackets, I didn't write department is equals to HRD, because then department SQL will try to find out this department column in this table emp2 underscore 2. If I would have written this particular thing, and department is equals to HRD inside the brackets alongside with the inner query, if I would have written, SQL would have searched not only for the city column in this table emp2 underscore 2, but it would have also searched for the department column under this particular table emp2 underscore 2. But department column is not there. The department column is not present in the emp2 underscore 2 table. It is present in which table? Department. It is present in this particular table emp underscore INC. So that is why it has to be written outside the brackets, and department is equals to HRD. Okay, because department belongs to emp underscore INC, and emp underscore INC is placed in the outer query, that is outside the brackets, and hence department is equals to HRD also has to be placed outside the brackets because it belongs to emp underscore INC. So if you select lines 33 to 34 and run this entire subquery and hit the execute button, here you have three such people who belong to the HRD department, and alongside you have EID values, department values, designation values, salary values, all these things. So this is the outer query. So department EID, department, designation, salary, all these things will be displayed. All these things will be displayed from this particular table, but they will be displayed on the basis of filtering. How filtering? Now EID values of EMP underscore INC, it shall match up the EID values obtained from this inner query. Inner query will result what? EID values from this particular table EMP2 underscore 2, where city is equals to Pune, and these EID values, that is how many you have? 58 rows. When I run this inner query, 58 EID values are displayed out, and all these 58 values will be mashed up or investigated under the EID column of this particular table EMP underscore INC, and whichever EID values are filtered out and are mashed up, only those will be selected, and correspondingly those EID values from EMP underscore INC table will be displayed. Department values correspondingly from EMP underscore INC table will be displayed. Designation will be displayed. Salary will be displayed. All these things will be displayed from EMP underscore INC table, but on the basis of what condition? That the department has to be only HRD. So only on the basis of the final result will be that, just only on the basis of HRD department, only on the basis of HRD department only the records will be displayed. So EID department designation salary values will be displayed from EMP underscore INC, but the department value has to be only HRD. So only the HRD based department records will be displayed. So when you will see the final output, department will be only HRD for all the rows, and accordingly only for those EID designation salary will be also selected from EMP underscore INC and displayed. However, the results of the outer query were dependent on the results of the inner query, where EID values were selected and then mashed up under the EID column of this particular table EMP underscore INC. So select this entire subquery, that is lines 33 to 34. You select and hit the execute button, and you see only you have three such employees. Okay. Now, I hope you remember the group by clause. The group by clause does what? It groups by the unique values of a column. Like in this case, you have department. So the unique values of department, the unique department values will be grouped up, and against them, the average salary values will be displayed. Again, just for your inference, the group by clause we can use in case of wherever we perform aggregate operations like sum, average, then count, mean, max. These are used for aggregate operations. There we have to use group by operation. This we have done in the previous classes also. If you have not checked them out, then please check them out. Select department comma average salary from emp underscore inc. Group by department shall give you unique values of department, and for each department you will have the average salary for admin, for contractual, for HRD, for infotech, for MIC miscellaneous, for operations. Correspondingly, the average salaries for each department will be displayed out here. Okay, if you have not checked out those videos, I would like to request you to kindly visit the playlist of SQL and then check them out. Now, another thing is you have something known as correlated subquery. Correlated subquery where we use the exists operator. Correlated subquery is where we use our exists operator. Now, exists operator is such an operator which will check whether a particular condition for the inner query exists or not. Okay, the exists operator will just simply focus on the inner query, and it will check whether the condition given in the inner query overall exists or not. And with the exists operator, advantage is that you can use multiple columns. Like here I've written multiple subcolumns. So previously we could use for the inner query, previously we could use only one column. But now with the exists operator, we can use multiple columns. However, its operation is slightly different. You see, line number 41, select EID, comma name, comma city, comma phone from emp2 underscore 2 where exists. So till up to here, before the brackets, you have your outer query, and then within the brackets, you will have to write your inner query. Inner queries select asterisk. Asterisk here means multiple fields or all the fields. Asterisk means all the fields from which table emp underscore inc. Previously, we were using only one column. Previously, we were using only one column where in case of the subquery, we were using the in operator. But now for the subquery, when we are using the exist operator, then we can use the asterisk for multiple fields. Okay, this is the distinction. So select asterisk from emp underscore inc where department is equals to mic, that is miscellaneous. So what will happen? Now, if you choose this particular inner query only, and run it, then only the miscellaneous based department records will be displayed. You see, the department is only miscellaneous MISC, and correspondingly only those records which belong to the miscellaneous department are displayed, like EID, department, designation, salary. All these fields, they belong to the EMP underscore INC table. So all of them do exist. All of them do exist. So exist operator sees that yes, the condition is true. The condition is true that yes, this kind of an inner query, it does exist, and hence now it will allow the outer query to run, where the outer query is what? Select EID, name, city, phone, okay, from emp2 underscore 2 table. It will be displayed, but here the condition is that the inner query must exist. If the inner query condition exists, then only the outer query results will be displayed. So exists, it will check if the condition is true, then only the outer query results will be displayed, otherwise not. True means the inner query condition has to be true. Okay, so here the inner query condition is true. That is, these do exist, isn't it? Miscellaneous department based records. So now you select this entire subquery lines 41 to 42, and you hit the execute button, and you see if you follow the cursor, 132 rows. 132 rows because here for the outer query, what is the thing? select EID name city phone from EMP2 underscore 2. Okay, and here it is not checking any against any kind of EID values. It is just checking whether the inner query exists or not, whether it is true or not. It is true, so that's why all the EID name city phone values from the EMP2 underscore 2 table are displayed out here. Okay, now suppose you want to make it slightly conditional. Conditional means same thing, same subquery, lines 41 to 42, whatever subquery I have given, the same subquery here also you can give. And only thing is, in place of miscellaneous department, the department is operations. Same thing you will get. Ultimately, your final result will be 132 rows. Okay, so here the exists operator will check whether this inner query condition exists or not. That is, the records, all the fields and records from EMP underscore INC table will be displayed. Condition, the department has to be operations. So first let us individually check the inner query, execute, and yeah, it does exist, 16 rows. So exists operator finds out that yeah, the inner query condition does exist. Now it will allow the outer query result to run. Outer query will now display what? All the EID name, city, phone values from this particular table EMP2 underscore 2, because here no EID filtering is happening. Okay, so that's why all the EID name, city, phone values from this particular table EMP2 underscore 2 that lies in the outer query will be displayed, because the exists operator has checked that yes, the inner query does exist. So select this subquery and hit the execute button, and all the if you follow the cursor at the bottom right hand corner, all the 132 rows are displayed. Okay, now insert through subquery. Now we can also insert records through subquery. How? You see, first of all, you create a table like this. Create table upskilling, and here you are giving the field names and their data types. Like the first column will be EMP underscore ID, that is employee IDs, and data type is char, maximum five lengths. The maximum length will be 5 that it can take up. Then second field is EMP underscore name, that is employee names, data type is varchar, and length is 40. Then next field is EMP underscore department, that is department names to which the employees belong, and data type is varchar, and the length is 35. And then the final column is sub underscore name. Sub underscore name means subject name. Suppose there is an organization where there are some employees, and those employees will be going through some upskilling course, some training course. Okay, so they will be going through some subjects, because the course will be conducted on the basis of some subjects. So they will do the classes for those subjects, then they will appear for examination with respect to those subjects. That's why sub underscore name, there is sub underscore name, there is subject name, data type is varchar, and the length is 35. Okay, so select lines 48 to 49 and hit the execute button. Commands completed successfully. Now come down to this particular line number 51. Here you see, now this table will be now created. Upskilling is created and the fields are created, but the fields will be blank. These all fields, they will be blank because we have not inserted any values under them, isn't it? Now how to insert values in them? For that, you can use insert into upskilling. Insert into upskilling, the table name you have to give, and then within brackets you will have to specify the selected fields. Like the selected fields here are EMP underscore ID, EMP underscore name, EMP underscore department. So no values will be inserted for this sub underscore name. So sub underscore name field will remain as null. All the rows under this column will remain as null, because we are not inserting values for that. We are inserting values only for these particular chosen fields, that is EMP underscore ID, EMP underscore name, and EMP underscore department. Okay, then in the next line, select EID name department. Select EID name department. So this EID name department values will be selected, and then those values accordingly will be inserted into this EMP underscore ID, EMP underscore name, EMP underscore department. So ultimately, EID values will be selected, and respectively, those values will be inserted into this field EMP underscore ID. Then your name values will be selected, and these name values the accordingly will be then inserted into this field EMP underscore name. This goes as per as the positions. Okay, in the first position EMP underscore ID, and here you in the first position you have EID. So from first to first only the values will go. Name here is in the second position, and here EMP underscore name is in the second position. So again we'll go from position to position, that is from 2 to 2, from position 2 to position 2, like from 1 to 1, position 1 to position 1. Similarly from 2 to 2, that is position 2 to position 2. And then the department values will also go accordingly from position 3 to this particular position 3, where you have EMP underscore department. Okay. And these values will be selected. How these values will be selected? Now in the next line you'll have to write this keyword from, and then you'll have to give the brackets, opening bracket and your closing bracket. There you have the opening bracket, here you have the closing bracket, and within the brackets you have to perform your main query. Within the brackets you have to perform your main query, from where ultimately the EID name department values will be selected, and they shall be accordingly sent to this EID name department, and accordingly EID name department values will be then inserted into these particular fields of this table, upskilling table. Okay. And so within the brackets, now within the brackets in line 54, if you see, select e.eid comma name comma department. See here, the here values will be coming from multiple tables. We have two tables, emp2 underscore 2 and emp underscore inc. Hence you will have to use the join. Okay, what kind of join? You will have to use inner join operation. We have seen inner join operation, how it works, isn't it? So if you have not checked out the join operations, then you can kindly visit the SQL playlist and check that out. Now select e.eid comma name comma department. So ultimately EID name department values will be selected. Okay, and how will they be selected? They will be selected on the basis of this joining operation along with the condition. How join operation works, we know. Now here you have to give the left table name, which is emp2 underscore 2. Alias you can give e. Alias means renaming it as e, and that's why here you have written it as e. Okay. Then inner join with what? With the other table, emp underscore inc table, and here also you can give your alias name, that is ei. And so here what is happening here, you're trying to join these two tables. Here we are trying to join these two tables, emp2 underscore 2 and emp underscore inc. And whenever you're performing some joining operations between tables, there has to be some column which must be common. There has to be some column which must be common to both the tables. So as we know, what is the column which is common to both the tables? It is the eid column. Okay, it is the eid column which exists in emp2 underscore 2 table also, and in the emp underscore inc table also it exists. Okay. So and another condition is where department is equals to miscellaneous. So ultimately what will happen, inner join, it will check for the common eid values between the two tables. We know between the two tables there are 79 common eid values which exist in both the tables emp2 underscore 2 as well as in case of emp underscore inc. So those 79 eid values which exist in both the tables, they have got records for name also, that will come from this particular table emp2 underscore 2, and they have got records for department also, which will come from this right table emp underscore inc, and this is the left table. Okay. And ultimately your final results will be displayed on the basis of what condition, where department is equals to miscellaneous. And finally eid name department will be obtained, but where the department will be only miscellaneous, and accordingly to that only those eid names and eid values and name values will be selected. Now finally, so when you run this, select e.eid up to this, you will get only the miscellaneous department based records, that is eid values you get, name values you get, and department values you get. Okay. Now here accordingly this eid name and department values, again this eid name and department values, they shall be inserted into this eid name department, and then from this eid name department the values will be inserted accordingly as far as the positions. Emp underscore id, that shall have the eid values. Emp underscore name, that shall have the name values. Emp underscore department, that shall have the department values. And another thing, if you after the brace closes, as we are using a subquery for our insert operation, because via subquery you can perform DML also, data manipulation. So outside the brackets you will have to write this statement as subquery. Okay, as keyword you have to use, and then you will have to write as subquery. Otherwise, if you don't give this, you will get error. So lines 51 to 59 you select and run. Hit the execute button. 8 rows are affected. Okay, and select from upskilling. Now, what was happening when I created this upskilling table initially? Then the fields were created, but the fields were empty. They didn't have values. But now, thanks to this insertion, thanks to this subquery insertion, that is here, I used the subquery for insertion operation, and insertion operation happened to which table? Upskilling table, where now these fields they got populated because they got their values accordingly from this EID name department, which were ultimately obtained from this e.eid name department. Okay, so now if you run this line number 61, select asterisk from upskilling, then you will see upskilling table is full. Upskilling table is populated. EMP underscore ID values are there, EMP underscore name values are there, EMP underscore department values are there. Subject name, there is sub underscore name values are null because we didn't intentionally put any values for that. Okay. Similarly, you can perform the delete operation also using the subquery, like delete from upskilling, where EMP underscore IN, where EMP underscore ID in. Okay, so what I'm doing here? Delete from upskilling. So delete, you will have to delete the records from upskilling, where EMP underscore ID in. EMP underscore ID, it belongs to which table? Upskilling table. Okay, and this is the outer query. This is the outer query, and within the brackets, you'll have to write the inner query. What is the inner query? Select EID from EMP underscore INC where Daisy is equals to associate. It means what? In the inner query, what will be the execution operation? See, if you follow the cursor at the bottom right hand corner, 55 rows. 55 EID values are displayed out here. 55 EID values are displayed out from which table? From this particular table, EMP underscore INC, on the basis of what condition? Where Daisy is equals to associate. Okay. So all these EID values will be selected. All the EID values from this table EMP underscore INC are selected, and they were obtained on the basis of this condition only. Wherever Daisy is equals to associate, only for those the EID values were selected out from this inner query, from this table EMP underscore INC, and then those EID values will be mashed up under this column. The selected these EID values which were obtained from the inner query with respect to the EMP underscore INC table, these EID values will be now mashed up. These EID values will be now mashed under this column EMP underscore ID of this particular table upskilling. So if EMP underscore, wherever EMP underscore ID shall have these particular EID values, then accordingly for those, the entire row will be deleted from upskilling. We know that if I choose the EID, like suppose I1005, this particular EID value is present under this column EMP underscore ID of this table upskilling. And what I'm doing it, delete from upskilling. Delete from upskilling where EMP underscore ID. Now EMP underscore ID is I1005. So the entire row of I1005 will be deleted from the upskilling table. Okay. Then suppose I1011, I1009 is suppose not present. I1009 is not present in the upskilling table under the EMP underscore ID column. So this is spared out. But suppose I1011, this particular EID value is present under the EMP underscore ID column of the upskilling table. Then what will happen? SQL will understand that delete from upskilling where EMP underscore ID, which is right now I1011. So this I1011 entire record, that is entire row, will be deleted from the upskilling table. So ultimately, I want what? I want that the associate, those who are associates, their records to be deleted. Those who are associates, I want their records to be deleted from the upskilling table, but that has to be done with the help of the subquery. So here we do have a subquery. outside V you have the outer query, and then inside you have the inner query where I'm selecting the EID values with respect to the associates, and then those EID values are mashed up under the EMP underscore ID column of this particular table, that is upskilling, and accordingly those records will be deleted. And as we understand, only the EID values from the inner query will be selected with respect to the associate department, associate designation only. Okay, so all the associate records which are present in the upscaling table, they will be gone, deleted. So select line 66 to 68 and hit the execute button, and three rows are affected. So select asterisk from your line number 70 if you select, and hit the execute button. You see, out of 8, 3 are gone, 5 records are left only. Okay. And similarly we can similarly we can update our record also through subquery. Increment the salaries of Pune employees. Increment the salaries of the Pune employees. So ultimately, what is my final goal? The salary has to be incremented. Salary has to be incremented. Salary will come from which table? EMP underscore INC. And since salary will be the final one that will be displayed, so it has to be there in the outer query. And from which table it is coming, that also you will have to place. You will have to place in the outer query. Salary is coming from which table? EMP underscore INC. So emp underscore inc you will have to place in the outer query also. So this we know update how to do it. Update emp underscore inc, set salary is equals to salary plus 3500. So salary will be incremented by 3500 where EID in. Up to this, you have your outer query, and then within this brackets, you have your inner query. What is the condition? Now, condition is that yes, increment the salaries, but only of the Pune employees. And Pune, you will find under which column? You will find under the city column. City column belongs to which table? It belongs to MP2 underscore 2 table. So for the city, for the wherever the city is Pune, from this particular table emp2 underscore 2, only their EIDs will be selected, and then they will be matched under the EID column of which table? Of emp underscore inc table, and only for those the salary values will be incremented by 3500. So select line 73 to 74. This is your entire subquery. Hit the execute button and go to line 76 to 77. Select asterisk from emp underscore inc where EID in, and then within the inner query you give select EID from emp2 underscore 2 where city is equals to Pune. This is just for selection. So ultimately what I did here now, EID values from emp2 underscore 2 where city is equals to Pune, only those EID values from for this inner query from this table emp2 underscore 2 will be displayed where the city value is just Pune. So there are 58 rows, 58 rows where the city is Pune. So accordingly, those 58 EIDs will be selected, and those 58 EIDs will be matched under this EID column of this EMP underscore INC, and accordingly the salaries will be incremented, which we got. Now, if you want to check, just for checking, select asterisk from EMP underscore INC where EID in. This is the outer query, and if within the inner query select EID from emp2 underscore 2 where city is equals to Pune. So inner query will result, this inner query will again result in this 58 EID values, and these 58 EID values will be mashed up under the EID column, under the EID column of this particular table emp underscore inc, and accordingly you will be able to see all their records. So you select this subquery and hit the execute button, and EID, department, designation, salary values, all of them are displayed from the EMP underscore INC table. And this was my subquery. Like here, this was my outer query, and these outer query results were dependent on the inner query results. Okay. Similarly, here also the outer via outer query result. This is the outer query, and the outer query results were dependent on these inner query results. Inner query results EID values were displayed with respect to city, and those EID values then are mashed up under the EID column of EMP underscore INC and accordingly displayed. Here also the same thing. EID values were like from the inner query, EID values were obtained and matched under this EID column of EMP underscore INC table, and accordingly only for those EID values salaries were incremented. So this is how you can do data manipulation via subquery, that is insert, update, delete. So I hope you guys have, you my dear friends, you have liked this video. If you have liked this video, you can hit the like, share, and subscribe button and press the bell icon for the notifications. So that's it for this video, my friends. Thank you.